Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WNHON show. It has been a very long 3 weeks since we have done an episode of the show.
Yep.
We had a lot of things happen over the last 3 weeks. We had a storm that came through here, knocked my power out, pretty much making it to where me or Dawson could not film the episode.
I had to work.
He had to work,
So-
but even if you didn't have to work, my power was still off, so we still wouldn't have been able to make a episode on that Thursday anyways.
I had to work in the storm.
Yeah, he had to go fix those power lines, folks. Yeah, great stuff. I also was gone on vacation for a week, and yeah, it's been a very long 3 weeks to say the least, and we're back. We're here again, another episode of the Weather News Times or Not show. Now, in the last episode of the Weather News Times or Not show, we reacted to the behind the scenes of Ghost, which was a video that we also reacted to on a previous episode of the Weather News Times or Not show. So if you want to go check out both of those videos, they will be at the top of this video. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be doing something that we haven't done since 2020, which back in September of 2020, when we started the Weather News Times or Not show, we did a list of our top 10 best and worst films of Weather News Times or Not, and that list has definitely changed now, because that was in 2020 before we made the dozens of other things that we've done. We did that video. Go check it out. It was cool. But today is going to be a teeny bit different. A little bit different. Dawson's played 120-something characters in the history of Weather News Times or Not. I've played 160-something. So I thought it'd be a great idea if we sat down and we ranked our top 20 characters that we've ever played. Now, the basis of all this is going to be mostly on acting performance-wise. A little bit of my list, as I was telling him off camera, was also backstory too, that went going along with the performance. But it took me like 10 or 15 minutes to set this list up. I know it took you a while.
Yeah,
to set it up.
Yeah, figuring it all out, and then
Yeah, it was crazy because I did it I thought it was going to take me longer, but it didn't take me as long as I thought. But we're going to talk about all the different characters that me and him have played. This is not the worst characters. I don't think we'll probably do that, because just go watch our very old videos and then you'll know which ones were the worst, pretty much. But we're going to go through each and every single one of them, talk about why we liked playing them, why we think it's a great performance of ours. Now, this is not me ranking Dawson's and Dawson ranking mine.
No.
That might be another idea.
That could be an idea.
That be another idea. Stay tuned. But this is ranking mine, and he's ranking his.
Yes.
So our personal opinion. And then we will probably bounce off of each other when we talk about what is placed where. Any words before we reveal? No. Okay. I just want to see if you had anything to say before we started.
We could actually say that at the very end of the video, after we go off of our list, at the very end, you can say what you think my best
Out of the
character
ones
was,
that you picked?
and
Oh,
then I
okay.
can say whatever your best one was.
Okay. All right. There we go. Dawson making that up on the fly.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So we'll do that at the end of the video. We'll look at each other's lists, and we will say our favorite one, or we'll do a top 3 out of the ones that they chose, not period. So, we're gonna go into the honorable mentions. We're jumping in this really quickly. So, honorable mentions. Do you want me to go first, and then we'll go back and forth that way?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. So, as we talk about these characters, there will be pictures on the screen of the characters that we did play. We might say a few things about the person. We might not. We might just say who it is and then move on. My honorable mentions for my characters, I've got Linsar Dyson from the Highlanders, Darth Jex from Star Wars: The Journey of South Jardine. I've got Impulse from the first Impulse vs. Quicksilver video.
Yeah.
The Skeleton Man from the Flash vs. Skeleton Man video. Webb Boatwright from Brothers. Voska Veronin from The Contract. Jim Mitkalu from the Central Intelligence trailer. And Dr. Mortem from The Room.
Those are all good ones.
Yeah, I thought Jim Mitkalu was probably the only trailer character that I enjoyed playing, to be honest, because we did all those goofy scenes where you threw the bomb under the car. Yeah, that fun stuff. That was a fun video to do, but that was several years ago. Dawson, what's your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions are Dick Grayson, Robin.
Okay. Interrogation?
From Interrogation.
Yeah, Interrogation.
Cody Parson from Drop Zone.
Okay.
I don't have him on my... I would have him on my regular list, but to be fair, I did mostly running than I did acting.
The only backstory for him was he's a runner.
He's a runner.
That's basically
And a
it.
track star. Arrow. I've played him...
From which one?
Well, I've played him 3 times, but if I'd have to choose the best one, Retribution.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Bryson Heller from Killian Lane.
Ooh, that's
House
a
on
good
Killian
one.
Lane.
PTSD, boy.
Yep, that one's a pretty good one. John Howell for On the Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's funny.
there's that one. Jacob Perkins with One with the Night.
Oh, the vampire.
The vampire one. That one's a good one.
That is a good one.
First time we filmed in a gas station.
Very true, yeah.
The Wolverine.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised about that one.
Mm-hmm.
From the Wolverine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Film. And Emil A239 from Silent
The
Night.
2-minute performance.
The 2-minute performance.
Yeah! That's
And
great.
the only reason why I have him on there, and yes, I was only in that 20 to 30 minute film for only 2 minutes.
Shortest scene Dawson's ever done.
Shortest thing I've ever done. So now you're probably wondering, well, why would you put that on there? Because I love the film more than I do me being in it for 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, and my character was cool. I just showed up and messed some crap up. Started shooting stuff. I knocked him down. Showed up. Blew an alien's head off. It was cool.
Yeah. We've talked about redoing that one because there's a lot of stuff that we put in there that you don't really get to hear because we didn't have the right equipment at the time that we want to make in the new one.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of in-depth tragic stuff talking about characters and that. So
I do remember that.
yeah, like Alex's dad was an alcoholic and Maddie's dad left him. That was a trend with her. Her dad always left.
Yep.
Or her parent always left.
You're an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. And Hope got cheated on all the time.
Hope got cheated on all the time. With Calvin.
Oh, yeah, with a guy named Calvin. And then Olivia was just an abuse victim.
Yeah.
That gets killed.
Who died.
Yep, you know, we have no mercy. No mercy whatsoever.
She was the only one that died, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she
She's the
was.
only
That's
one that
really
died.
funny, too.
She's
The
only
one that
died.
gets abused is the only one that dies.
The one that doesn't really have a problem other than just being a victim. is the
No
one that
drama,
dies.
kill her off.
Dead.
No drama, just kill her off.
Well, you want to start with your list?
Okay, we're going into the top 20 Whether News Times or Not characters that we've ever played. And I got to also mention, as you noticed when we said our honorable mentions, the performances that we do say are got to be from a specific film. Because it just makes more sense instead of saying, oh, every time that I've played this person, it's my favorite.
Are we going to go from 20 up?
Yeah.
Leave the best for last?
Yeah, we're going to leave number 1 for dead last, and you're going to guess
Haha.
in the comments below.
Ta-da.
I'm going to start with my number 20, and that is Dracula from One with the Night.
That's a good one.
I like that one because...
Hey, we both have our characters from One of the Night on there.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Mine made it on the list because I thought I like playing him very seriously, and he doesn't have much of a presence in it, but it's fine. I think I liked it even more when he shows up in the darkness out of nowhere. It's great. And I turned Dawson's character, who he mentions, into a vampire. And I just liked playing that one because I looked very serious and mean and evil in a suit.
And you just appear out of nowhere.
I just appear out of nowhere.
Both times.
Both times. I just appear out of nowhere, and I tell him, hey, you're doing great, kid. You're a vampire now. Go fight those demons.
But, like, what's funny is every single time when you appeared, it wasn't just like, hey, I'm here. Okay, bye. No, it was like you appeared from the darkness, and then you had, like, an actual, like, deep meaning
monologue to
that you would have
yeah.
that you said both times.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to put the fear in Jacob. Putting the fear in you. You're a vampire now. You're gonna have to live with it for the rest of your life.
I'm scared.
What's your number 20, Dawson?
My number 20 on my list is Jared Watson from Undercover.
Oh, wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
So the reason why is because, one, we ran all over LJ.
We did.
Like, everywhere.
That was the first time we ever did that.
Mm-hmm. But I liked me and Julian's performance from the inside of the coffee house and then moved to the outside of the coffee house.
Yeah.
Because it just bounced back and forth very nice. And I feel like I just kind of I went along with the character pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I also like the whole, what's up, whack.
Yeah, wham! We did want to do a sequel to that
Boys,
so we
what
could
you
do
want?
more backstory with Jared Watson's character as well. And we say this with every film. Could have done it differently.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was back in 2017 and we were still figuring stuff out. But yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
See.
All right. Number 19 for me. Go away, Bug. Reginald Patton from Taking Out the Trash. Not the other one. I like the first one. His performance, because
Margaret.
he gets to deal with a woman named Margaret.
Gosh.
And also he owns a thrift store in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the sequel, he gets rid of that thrift store and he has an actual heir now.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. He got a glow up there. Reginald's cool. He was he was a veteran in the war, as you can tell by his outfit. We did come up with the backstory that his wife cheated on him. Remember that. That was we never mentioned that, but his wife did get cheated on.
You know.
He is the Alfred to Jason.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, that's really what
Complete
it
made-up
is.
character, too.
Reginald, he's just there, and it's funny because he don't look like a Reginald. He just looks like a kid.
Looks like a
He
dude.
looks like me.
Looks
It's
like
me. So yeah, I love the taking out the trash because I had the funny moments at the thrift store, and he's just chilling while Jason's just killing people like normal.
You
and
know.
that was fun. That was fun to do. Number
You know.
19, Dawson.
Who knows, we might bring Reginald back.
Yeah, we might bring Reginald back. We've talked about it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Number 19 on my list is... I'm going to say his first name because I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. But Lee from Yin and Yang.
Oh, Lee Taji?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I really liked him, for one, because I just poof into a little ball of smoke.
Yeah, because you're dead. You're
Because
a
I'm
dead.
dead.
One of the dead characters of
But-
Dawson.
I really enjoy that film.
Yeah.
Because of the way how it's made and how we did it and the story behind it. But I liked playing it because of the fight.
Yeah.
The fight stuff in
That
it.
took a long time.
Almost got a concussion, too.
When?
You remember when I fell back and hit my head on that pole that was sticking up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I
There's
don't
a-
think when.
There's a video on Snapchat
Oh.
of that we're doing it. But, yeah. I don't know. It was just one of those I really enjoyed doing it. And I like the whole concept of the whole yin and yang, how my character was in white.
His is in
Alex's
black.
was in black.
Yeah, because he's the bad guy in this situation.
Mhm.
Because he killed Dawson.
Yep, and they're brothers.
Even though they don't look related.
Nope.
But it's okay. It don't matter.
Don't matter. It's
It don't
just for
matter.
the film.
It's just for the film. Yeah, I like that story to that one too.
Mhm.
I didn't put that character on my list because I hate my Chinese accent.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Your little backwards hat.
Yeah, I looked like I was about to go work in the field. Number 18. We're now on number 18. Number 18 on my list is Private Mark Patterson in the Halo film.
Oh,
Yeah, Mark is a funny guy. He has a great friend in Cole who likes to ditch him for his girlfriend. That's fun. No, but I liked playing that character. I also won a Weather News Times Not award for acting in that character. That was fun to do. Running around in that outfit was not fun at all because I felt like I looked like a penguin when I ran because I couldn't bend my knees whatsoever. I like the backstory with him, that he is longtime best friends with Cole, and they coincidentally somehow end up in the same war together. And his character's like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna join the war because Dawson said he didn't think he was going to, or Cole did, and then looky here, he is a Spartan.
Cole got turned into a Spartan.
He did. He got turned into a Spartan, and I realize it, and Dawson's character ignores the fact that I acknowledge him until the very end. And it's great. Wholesome stuff. And it was fun to play Mark. I loved it reminded me a lot, the story between him and Cole reminded me a lot of Dash and Olin.
Yeah.
In the Star Wars after. That film, those two films are very similar to each other.
Yeah.
In a way. But yeah, I liked playing that one a lot.
That is
and the performance in that one.
That is a good one. Number 18 for me is Indiana Jones from the Lost Gem.
Ooh, okay.
I really liked it. I didn't do a whole lot of talking stuff, but I love the whole treasure room scene with getting the gem, this, that, and the other, the spice coming out. And then, of course, one of my favorite parts about that whole film that I really love is the end fight, because it's very iconic, because we have the movements are very exaggerated, just like how they were in the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
You had the very iconic sound effects on
Yeah.
it was a very iconic scene, and I love it. And that's why I have him on my.
I do think that's the most we got soaking wet.
It was wet.
Yeah, it was very wet. I mean, the backstory of the Indiana Jones, watch the movies.
Yeah, go watch the
It's
movie.
great. The story of that one is basically how Renee Baylock turned on Indiana Jones.
Basically.
Our version of it. If we want to do more, then...
The first time he turned.
Yeah, and then the saga continues.
Yep.
Baylock versus Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Go check it out. It's cool. All right. Number 17. Nightwing in the Nightwing versus video.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one because it was the first actual superhero that I got to really play besides Captain America. Because that one... we made myself, because I love Captain America, but I got to play a superhero that I didn't choose to play. I just played Nightwing because we wanted to have Julian as Red Hood and then Dawson as Arrow, and we were trying to think of a third person, and we thought of Nightwing, and it was fun to play. I do get my butt handed to me a lot in that video. I get knocked out with a weight at the very end. It's funny because it starts out Nightwing versus Red Hood, and then it feels like that's going to be the video, and then Arrow just shows up randomly and just joins in.
He shoots an arrow at both
Yeah.
of them.
Sequel to the Jack Gilmore assassin video as well.
Mm-hmm.
A subtle sequel to that one.
And then a prequel to Retribution.
Yes, a prequel to Retribution. The trilogy, the Arrow trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. But I love playing that one because I got to wear a full-on suit like Dawson normally does in videos. That's pretty cool. All right, Dawson, number 17.
My number 17 is Beowulf from The Legend.
Okay.
So the reason why he's a little bit lower in my list is because I didn't really do a whole lot of talking. So I yelled out, "I am Beowulf."
Yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And but I really liked it because I love the film because of how the best way I can describe it is it's such a good film, but it's so simplistic.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that as it's a good thing. It's a simplistic film that had turned into
something really good and cool. Because all you got is two Vikings, and one of them is saying a story, and as he's telling the story, you get to see little bits and pieces
Yeah.
of what the story is. And I liked playing Beowulf. I still think the Beowulf film is probably one of our best times using green screen.
Yeah.
With the big monster and Beowulf
I'd
there,
agree.
and you just you
Yeah.
know, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It got really cold. I got groped.
That sucked filming that.
Yeah.
It was like the worst time filming ever was that film.
I got groped, which was weird.
Oh, yeah. I was really
Um,
confused for a second.
And that was odd.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what happened in the movie.
yeah, that's what happened in the movie. So ta-da, in the book. But I also really like the very beginning when you first see the introduction of Beowulf and he comes in and he kills the guys. And you have the really cool slow motion shot, the swords colliding, and then you have the cool shot with him with the monster and then him slicing at the monster. and
That
stuff.
film wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for the voiceover mixed in with the flashbacks together.
Yeah.
Because that just makes it, and with the music, it just makes it epic. Because
Because
without all that, it's not that great. We reacted to that video
Yep, go watch it.
on the second episode of the WNHON show, way back.
Yeah.
Way back, so go watch it.
Ow.
But yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Mhm.
I'd say so. Everybody in his English class got to see him shirtless. So
Yep.
That's fun.
And everybody loved it.
Everybody loved looking at me naked.
Everybody loved the film.
Yeah, exactly. All right. On to number 16. Number 16, I put Dallas Richmond from The Lost Treasure.
Ooh.
I like that character because he's a bad guy. I play a lot of bad guys.
So you play a lot of
I
bad
play
guys.
a lot of bad guys. No, it was funny to play that one because I remember when we talked about doing that film, we just wanted it to be that, just a regular film that we normally do, and it ended up being 58 minutes long, which it had more backstory than I would have ever thought it would. Yeah, it was fun to play that character. I love doing the villain switch at the end. It's another one of those films that I don't want to film up on those mountains ever again because I remember how much pain we were in afterwards. Yeah, because we cut every part of our body, almost broke every part of our body, trying to film all of it at Talona Mountain. But yeah, I play a rich guy who wants treasure, and I use Dawson and Josh's character to get that treasure, and it doesn't work very well.
Nope.
But I tried.
He tried.
But I'm not in it for you and Josh are in it for the majority. I'm only in it for 20 minutes out of the 50. But, it's cool. I like playing Dallas Richmond. That name actually was picked out by me and my grandma. If you helped me pick out the name. Dallas Richmond. Fun fact. Shout out to you, Babel. She helped me pick that name out.
My number 16 is going to be Mr. Dash Mays,
Oh.
TK95 from Aftermath.
Okay.
A
A lot of story behind him.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I really liked it, like how we were talking about earlier with the whole Halo thing. It's kind of the same ordeal.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Another dead person.
And I don't know. I thought it was cool. I don't really remember how that film came into play or the storyline of it, but I mean, I like the storyline because
Didn't you write it at the jail?
I think I did.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Whenever I was working at the jail, I wrote it there.
On a piece of copy paper.
Yep. But I like the whole ordeal where my character was supposed to was supposed to propose to his character's sister.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then we find each other on opposite sides of the war. I'm a scout trooper for the Empire, and he's a terrorist rebel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I say terrorist, but I'm not going into that whole stuff.
I was a nice guy in that.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't choose that life. It chose me.
So, but,
Same goes with him. He didn't choose that life.
I was
It
drafted.
chose him. Yeah, he was drafted.
But, and then my character gets killed. at the very end. But I don't know. I just thought it was really cool because you get this whole beginning because it takes place after the events of the Battle of Endor.
Like right after.
Yeah, like right after. You hear the battle noises at the beginning.
He wakes up after it's over.
And it's at the point in time where all the rebels are now like chasing down all the remaining troopers that are around. But I don't know. I liked doing it because you had this like calm peacefulness, and then you had this little shootout between the rebel, and then he falls down a cliff. Really, really hurts himself, and then he runs into the rebel. Find out that they both know each other. They're friends. My character is engaged or supposed to propose to his sister, this, that, and the other, and then my character gets shot.
Soon to be brother-in-law.
Yep. But I liked playing it because you had this like humility, like of this trooper, and then you also had his friend, and you had this kind of like
It's emotional.
It was emotional. It was good.
Emotional, and I buried him.
Yeah.
Made it even more emotional. If you didn't cry, how dare you?
Yep.
Yeah. And the music at the end of it, "Carry On Wayward Son," great. The dramatic version though, it's great. Great stuff. It's funny too because we didn't come up with the story, like backstory stuff like that until while we were filming it.
Yep.
Pretty much. That's usually how it works.
And
anyways.
another little thing is Zan is supposed to be the sister / fiance, girlfriend, whoever. And that scene you see is actually from behind the scenes clip from the Mummy trailer.
Yeah, it's the best we had.
Ta-da.
Yep, it's the best we got. All right. Number 15 on the list, hilariously enough, is Olin Ringbay from Star Wars Aftermath.
Ta-da.
My experience with Olin, I thought at first when we were doing the film that it was just going to be a regular rebel. And it wasn't going to be like a character. I thought it was going to be a guy waking up and he just fights his way out of the battle or the war. And then, we were doing it, and as usual, we always try to go in depth with what we're like doing, like filming in general, because that one was just supposed to be a really simple film where he just wakes up and he just tries to make it out. And then we basically, as we were filming it, we're like, this guy's going to be a character. Here's his story.
Ta-da.
Go. And there you go. Olin, that's how Olin became a thing. Zan was my sister. Again, that's the second time she played my sister. That was fun to do. That was actually filmed at the beginning of COVID. Funny enough, and it didn't even look like anything was wrong.
Nope.
But that was fun to do. A lot of blood was involved. I put it at 15 because I just thought the backstory of Olin was great. I thought my acting and the talking part was great. I think it was the best dialogue. I love watching that scene over and over of us talking to each other at the end because it's just it's the best conversation I think that we've done story wise. And yeah, Olin Ringbay's great. Cool dude.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
For my number 15, I actually have Tristan the Templar from Day of Prayer.
Not too long
Do
after
I
that film.
need to say anything else? 'Cause I really love playing that. Real knight armor that I wore. We used real swords fighting. The fight choreography was really cool. We had this really intense fighting scene. I really love the beginning of that film where you see all the dead helmets, swords,
most like stock footage-ish type scenes that we've ever done for a video, and it took up like a quarter of the video, basically.
But I really love the prayer scene. Yeah. That I did in it.
First Christian film we did.
The Templar's prayer. I really do love that one, and then it goes straight into a intense battle between the Templar and a Viking. Yeah. And then you have the very pretty ending. I don't know. I just really liked it, and I really liked my execution of the prayer. So.
We don't know if he's actually dead.
Who knows? He might be.
We've talked about that in other videos where there's a theory that we have made up where he could be dead and fighting a Viking in heaven, or he's fighting the Viking to get to heaven.
Ta-da.
Because it fades to white. So that, you know what that means?
Might be dead.
He might be going to heaven. Fun stuff. Tristan the Templar.
Tristan the Templar.
Loved it. Number 14 on my list, I have Dusty Dust Devil Long from Revenge. I would have put that higher, but I have a lot of other ones that I like more. Dusty was great. I loved playing that character a lot. I got to be the guy that, murdered Dawson's entire family.
How dare you?
And I can say that with a serious face. Yeah, that was a fun one to do. I remember we didn't film...
That's okay, I'll get another one.
Yeah, and many other things, you will get another family. I love doing that one. I know we didn't film my stuff or any of that stuff until the second day, so we did a lot of Dawson stuff in the first day. But it was fun. Julian and Mason, it was fun to have them as the group of bandits, probably the most odd henchman group I've ever had in any film that I've done. That was a fun one to do. But he's just a regular bandit, bad guy. Got to be bad boy. Yeah, I got to get shot at everywhere. Got shot in the knee. That's it, I think. And then I got shot in the head, and I died. And almost knocked the breath out of me when I landed backwards. So that was also fun.
I really like that shot, though.
Yeah, that is a good shot of the blood dripping off of my head and me falling backwards. Did that in one take, and that was painful.
Yep.
It was funny, too, because I think of that scene every time that I think about Revenge, when we're filming the scene where I fall backwards and you're sitting there on your knees. Maddie and Julian are off to the right, and Mason's like Indian style sitting in the woods. There's like 3 people behind the camera as we're like filming this death scene, and it was just really funny. But yeah, that was I thought that was a great character, great performance. Dust Devil, only called him that. Well, it actually was Dust Devil Long to begin with, and then I told Dawson, what if his name was Dusty? Because, and so I changed it to Dusty Long. So there's Dusty.
That tends to happen a lot. Well, like, if we have, like, a group of people and we're, like, in the middle of filming, like, a intense, serious, or, like, impactful scene, the other people that are, like, not in the scene or not helping or whatnot, they're, like, in the background doing some weird crap.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. Chilling. I mean, Maddie had the script in her hand. I remember that.
Yeah, she was doodling on it.
Yeah,
I was like,
drawing
what are you
pictures
doing?
on the script.
And she was like, I'm bored. I'm like, we're not done filming. Like, we still need to read this.
Still filming. We're still filming because you're marking out all the lines and the scenes we already did. But yeah, Dusty was cool.
My number 14, and like how he said too, is this probably would be more higher up, but I've done more characters that I actually like more.
It's hard.
My number 14 is Andrew Thorpe from Survive.
Thorpe?
Yep.
Sound like you said throw up.
Maybe. But
that one, yeah, Andrew Thorpe.
From Survive.
Okay.
Because I really love my performance with Josh.
We need a sequel with that one. Because we really need... We've talked about doing a Survive 2 for a long time. I've wanted to do it... I don't know about you, but I've wanted to do it so we can get the backstory between your character and mine.
Yeah.
Because of how they got to be the only people on Earth that have survived. Yeah, that one is cool. I like that one.
I like my performance with Josh at the end. Very emotional performance.
It's a good scene.
I love the ending.
Yep.
I think it's one of the most... epic and
emotional.
One out of the many very most cinematic kind of endings that we've shot. I really like it, but in general, acting wise, I really liked the whole scene with me and Josh. I actually cried filming that.
Oh yeah.
While
You and Josh both. Y'all both
we were
like fake cried
while we were filming that.
Because I was convinced they were actually crying, and I was just like,
Trace is behind the camera like,
what is going on?
Oh my god.
We're in the middle of a field and nobody's around. I'm like, this is so weird.
Trace is back there with the camera, just like.
We have a funny story about that film, about how we came up with the title for that film, because we were in science class and Dawson had the ending already made. We just based the film around the song and the ending.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I remember you're like, I don't know what the name it, blah blah, and I'm like, well, what's the ending? And because you said you're gonna tell me, and you're like, well, we're gonna be standing there, and you're gonna be like, what do we do now? And you're like, we're gonna survive. And I'm like, well, call it Survive.
Ta-da.
And he's like, oh yeah. So we called it
That
Survive.
works.
Yeah. And that made everybody watching it go, oh, that's why it's called that. So that's pretty funny.
I actually really like when we do that. When we have the title of the movie actually somewhere in the film.
In the film, yeah. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it don't.
Yep.
In The Hunter, that does not happen, I don't think.
I mean, I was called the Hunter.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't remember saying The Hunter
I don't think so.
in it. But hey, he's the Hunter. That's his name.
Yep.
Johan.
Well, I mean, you call me a hunter.
Monster Hunter, yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Whatever.
Something
It feels like it's been too long. I don't remember. All right. Number 13 on our list. We're getting close to the top 10. Number 13 for me, Jerick's Angevil, the Inquisitor in Star Wars The Stranger. Specifically, I played him twice. The first time was a good guy. The second time was both. But a good guy and a bad guy. It was fun. I liked sounding like a robot. I had a mask on the entire time. There is a lot of story with him and South.
He's his master.
He just stabbed him in the back. Don't do that.
Yeah.
He did it though. And they had an epic fight scene. He dies. Spoiler alert. I think that's the last actual time that I've died in a film, not counting the Wendigo. The actual, like, you see my face and I die.
Yeah.
Scene that I've done. Yeah, that character's cool. I love doing it the first one too, because we got to sit down and talk about the backstory of South and him, and then we did more of that in The Stranger, and then plot twist, he's a bad guy. And we didn't come up with that until we filmed the vision scenes for that one, which is pretty cool. But I like playing that character. It's fun chasing Caitlin and Gabe around.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. And yeah, we had that cool fight scene at the end. And I just like that performance because I felt like I was truly evil there.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a cool little thing there. Cool little thing.
So my number 13, you're actually gonna probably be surprised by this one.
Love that.
My number 13 is actually Mr. Kyle Bailey from One Chance.
Okay.
I really like that one. The reason being, I like the fight at the end. But one of the things that I really liked with acting with that one is actually the whole stuff between me and Trace's character.
Yeah.
And just the whole settlement of like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I can do this, that, and the other. And then he kind of gets the power within.
Stop being depressed.
Yeah. Stop being depressed, bro. And then he kind of gets the power within to finish the fight and win.
Yeah.
Actually.
Pretty much, yeah.
And somebody said that they cried while watching
Why?
that.
Why?
I don't remember.
Oh gosh,
So-
that yeah, there was a lot of father-son characteristics with them too.
Mhm.
I would say. Yeah, that was a great film to do.
Yep.
Last time we filmed at the primary school, sadly.
Yep.
Great film to end it on though. But yeah, that was cool. I like that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Dawson actually, I think, won an acting award for that.
Ta-da.
For whether he's having it or not. I think I was very shocked when that happened.
Get off of me.
Yeah. So, people like depressing characters, I guess.
I don't know
Who
why.
knows? Who knows? All right.
Number 12.
Number 12. My number 12 on my list is Hjalti from The Legend. The narrator.
Oh.
Reason why I put it in close to my top 10 is because I love the narration that I got to do. It took me several hours to get it down because I was reading the legit story of Beowulf.
Yep.
And just rewording it for the screen. And I was also telling it to Nick's face.
Yep.
So I kind of, it was great. It really helped with my narrating skills, talking skills better, trying to remember lines and such. That is also another film where me and Dawson are not in the same scene at all. together, which I think is rare in a lot of
Yeah.
things. But that was cool to get to do the voiceover and then have the scenes where Dawson's like killing everything, and with me voicing it over just makes it that much more intense. If you were to ask me back when we did that video where I'd put this, it would be in the top 5 just because of how great it was. I loved doing that.
It was a
fun.
really fantastic film for the time.
Mm-hmm.
We both really loved it.
And for a school project.
And for a school
which
project.
we never did that great for school projects.
No.
But that
But
one
that one was good.
Was good.
And we got a lot of praise for that
And
one.
it still holds up.
But yeah, but we've done so many more films after that have like topped.
We've wanted to do more films that are like that, where we do historical stories where I'm the narrator, whoever the character is, and I'm talking to the camera or a person or whatever, and then it periodically shows flashbacks of whoever. Maybe it's Dawson, maybe it's Caitlin, maybe it's Ian, whoever, and flashbacks, and I'm reading the story basically, and you're watching it unfold in front of your eyes. Yeah, we've talked about doing that, especially with the Bible. We've talked about doing that.
We talked about doing that with Bible stories.
But
my number 12 is actually Gavin from Lost Treasure.
Oh wow. That's pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that one because, I mean, you had, for one, it was our first movie that we did.
Yep.
And 2, I like the performance that I gave because it was very, like, kind of snarky comments every so often with Josh's character and the whole figuring out how we're going to get there.
You're very serious.
And very serious, too. And it was just, I don't know.
Josh was not.
Josh's character was not.
Not serious at all.
But, I don't know. I just liked it because the entire time I liked the whole kind of like figuring everything out kind of aspect of it.
And that's what took 58 minutes.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That's why I put it up there, is because it was our first movie, and I actually liked the performance I gave of doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's our own Indiana Jones. We've talked about possibly doing more films with him in it because he's our own treasure hunter guy. It'd be pretty cool.
It would.
Do some more stuff. All right, we're getting closer to the top 10, but we're at 11. 11. You might get a kick out of this one. Because when I was looking through all the characters and I saw this one, I was like, oh, I need to, call back to the good old times.
Oh, Lord.
11, Alex McIntyre from the Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
I put Alex McIntyre because at the time, that character meant so much to me, because ever since I was little, I always wanted to do a Power Rangers show or something to that nature. And when I told Dawson about the idea of doing the Power Rangers show, and I got to put on that Red Ranger suit that I bought for the first time, it was like, this is crazy. This is wild.
Power Rangers.
It's not the best TV show or web series. It's hilarious to watch.
It's interesting to watch.
It is very interesting to watch. Dawson dies a lot in that series and comes back. Yeah. But Alex McIntyre retired from being a Ranger. Or did he?
Ooh.
Did he? In that series, he does and gives the mantle to Brett King, the Samurai Ranger, who is not the Samurai Ranger anymore.
Nope.
That didn't last very long.
He's dead, maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe he's alive.
We might figure that out later.
His hand twitches.
Yeah, Wade might be still alive. Brett might still be out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, that was a fun one to do. That was really just a character that we did, and kind of just made up the whole show on the fly.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, speaking of that show, you walked in one day. We were in the basement right here, and you're like, "I got a surprise for you for an episode we're gonna do. I'm gonna die," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And that was the episode where I shoot Dawson in the eye, and he dies. That was the idea, was that Dawson was gonna die and come back as Deathstroke.
Yep.
And then he got rid of those powers and became Nightwing.
And then died again.
And then died in an explosion forever.
Yep.
You ain't coming back from that one.
Nope, dead.
No, you dead. You got Hiroshima.
Died.
That's what happened. Yeah, because y'all disappeared. Y'all disappear on that one. But yeah, Alex McIntyre, because that one just meant a lot to me. It was great.
My number 11 is Mr. Glenn Farrell from Revenge.
Ooh.
Now, like
Not
I said,
even the top 10.
well, that's what I'm saying, man. So look, like I said earlier, man, there's a lot of good performances that at the time they would have been very much higher, but I have done a lot more performances that now I'm like, I can't put it up there anymore.
Yeah.
But I got Glenn on there because first Western, I really love that film because it is a Western. I like Westerns. We're planning on doing another one. The seriousness that I put in and the very deep broken heartness that I put into that character.
I mean, your family burned.
Yep, I think is what sold
That's
it
dark.
for that character. And the amount of times I got shot.
Yeah,
and
you still didn't die.
Till the very end.
To the very end.
Till I fall over and die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really do like that character because it's a very depressing backstory that went on, and he takes revenge.
I do think it was funny when we were coming up with character names for that, and I sent you a list, and I sent them, and then you sent me back Glenn. I'm like, out of all those names, you picked Glenn. That's what I was thinking. Glenn. Because it just doesn't sound like, because you've played like Jason and like just regular modern names, and then you say Glenn, and I'm like, oh, that's the first. Okay,
Good.
that works. Whatever. He sounds like a dad. Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sounds like a dad.
We are now on to the top 10.
Top 10. After I just slandered Glenn's name. Top 10. At number 10 on my list, I have Reverend Kenny Swanson from The Hunter.
Ooh, that's a good
He's
one.
great. I know, it's been a month and a half, almost 2 months since we did that, but it's great. Reverend Kenny Swanson should run for president. He's great. And change lives. He's great. I love doing those scenes in the church with nobody in the pews. Fun fact, it was just me and Dawson in a church by ourselves.
Yep.
Filming those scenes. Yeah, it was fun to do. It was fun researching stuff to say and actually doing long scenes like that. I'd like to do more stuff like that in the future. Again, I would put it higher, but, there's better ones. But Kenny Swanson is great. Next presidential candidate. Coming to a city near you. He's a cool character. Mostly stays at the church the whole time. The conversation with him and WNHON is very funny. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. Man of God. Cool guy. Another Christian film. Second one, actually, that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Kenny Swanson's cool. He's a cool guy.
He is pretty
The
cool.
Reverend.
My number 10 is Dylan Dixon from The Woods.
Ooh.
I enjoyed...
That's a little bit surprising.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit.
I actually enjoyed playing Dylan because of just the sarcastic a-hole I was.
Yeah.
The entire time. And I gotta put it up there on the high ranks because, I mean, you gotta account for the fact that it's our highest watched video that we've got. So,
and you almost were murdered.
And I was almost murdered.
That's why I'm surprised, because you almost got murdered in that film.
It was and we still have one of the coolest shots that we've ever done, and it's the slow motion flip shot.
Yeah.
I really like that shot.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
So
the only good look you get to see of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Attacking somebody.
But yeah, that's my number 10.
Oh, okay. We're off to a great start with our top 10. Going into number 9. My number 9 on my list is Harry Potter from the Anakin Skywalker versus video.
I was about to say, please don't tell me it's the...
No, absolutely not the Harry Potter Thor versus video. Don't watch that. It's the only time we'll ever say don't watch it. It's very bad. We didn't even try at all.
Nope.
No, we didn't. I love Harry Potter. I've loved the movies since I was little, and so when I got to play Harry Potter in a film, it was like the little kid inside of me was like, this is awesome. You know, I got to play Harry Potter. I get to get force choked by Anakin Skywalker. Never thought I'd ever do that. Harry Potter has a lightsaber battle with Anakin Skywalker. Who can say that? He has a lightsaber battle with the guy. Who would ever thought that he would have stolen a lightsaber hilt to begin with?
Yeah.
Is a very
Why
odd
did he steal
situation. He wanted to give it to Dumbledore. I
some reason,
don't
I
know
don't know
why.
why.
He wanted to look at its magic, maybe. I don't know. That
wanted
was
the
a very
kyber
interesting
crystal.
one. Yeah, he wanted to get the crystal out of it and put it in his wand,
I guess.
basically. But Harry Potter's cool. I like playing that one. I think eventually we were gonna just do the British one, and then I realized that the accent's hard to do, so we just went with an American version of Harry Potter. But it was cool. That's a cool character that I played.
My number 9 is it was really difficult placing him because of the fact of the performance. I think I did really good with the performance, but on a different performance wise. My number 9 is Ryan Bradley from Come Home. Reason why I say that is because I don't talk through the whole film.
Yeah.
So I base it off of performance-wise of the performance I actually gave.
The
emotional wise.
Yeah.
The crying, the walking through, the emotional size, the anger. I mean, I think I did.
The crap your pants looks on your face.
Basically.
Yeah.
I think I did pretty good with doing it. So
His story's pretty good, too.
I love the Come Home video. I really do.
He's got to get back to his fiance. He's got to get back to her. They get the hug in the rain.
Yep. I really like that shot, too.
That is a good shot.
It's a good shot.
Good shot. Good stuff. All right. Next up, number 8 on my list is Jack Gilmore from Retribution. I like Jack Gilmore from Retribution because you get to know I like Retribution. I think Retribution's like one of the most underrated ones we've done because
I like it.
And I say underrated because a lot of people didn't watch it, but go watch it now.
We need to react to that.
Yes, that might be an upcoming episode. That film and that trilogy in general has a lot of history with me and Dawson because we did it for such a long time. And it was our own made-up thing. We didn't take it from anything. And it was basically Arrow is coming after Jack Gilmore for killing his friend.
Yep.
At the end of the Jack Gilmore versus video.
Yep.
And the way that we did it was dark. Very gruesome stuff.
I don't care.
Yeah, you know, Arrow does not care if this man lives or dies. He just wants to hurt this dude. And
kill him.
He ends up killing him with a stick in the brain. That's brutal.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But Jack Gilmore is a fun character. I made that character up back in 2016 because I actually didn't make it up for the video. I made it up because I just thought of the idea of you left the Elmo neck piece, and I put it over my mouth, and I looked at myself in the mirror with the same sweatshirt that I wear as Jack Gilmore, and I'm like, this looks creepy. So I wanted to make a character, and I made a video, a teaser of Jack Gilmore, which is on Instagram, our Instagram if you want to go watch it. And Dawson saw it and was like, we should put that dude in the video, and that's how Jack Gilmore was born. And then we just made up the rest as we went, and I kill Diggle. In probably one of the best killing scenes we've done.
How are you so alive?
You die.
Okay.
I don't get to tell you no answers.
Nope.
But Jack Gilmore, he's cool.
My number 8 is Red Hood.
At 8?
At 8.
Okay.
Did you think it was going to be
I
higher?
thought it was going to be higher than that.
So my number 8 is Red Hood from Horrors of the Past.
Okay.
Specifically because I know we were talking about.
Especially that one, that surprises me because Horrors of the Past was like, you got deep.
I got deep
You got
with
deep
that
in
one.
that one, yeah.
But I really enjoyed I really liked my performance I gave for Red Hood for Horrors of the Past, especially with the conversations between me and Reginald, and then you had the whole showdown between Joker and Red Hood
Yes.
at the very end. So
You get to see a lot more depth with Jason in that one.
yes, very depressing, dark.
And everyone's like, how did this even happen?
What is going on?
Considering you went to that U-Haul place and then you cut straight to this, it's like, what did you do to make yourself so depressed?
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you, my guy? First character with a tattoo. Fun fact.
Ta-da.
Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, that one definitely did surprise me. It'd be like top 5, but you know, whatever.
You'll see what my top 5 is.
Oh yeah, I will in a minute. All right, number 7 on my list, I have Slender Man or Alan Thompson from The Trail.
Ooh,
At
that's
number
a good
7.
one.
I loved playing Slender Man in this film. Our version of Slender Man, because it takes the form of a dude who is, I don't even know if he's abusive in real life or if Slender Man's making him abusive.
I think it's just Slender Man.
He might be a nice guy, you know.
Maybe.
Who knows? His name is Alan, so he sounds like a nice guy.
Alan.
But it was fun to play Slender Man. I've been wanting to play him for a long time. We talked about doing a horror film with Slender Man in it for several years before that, and we finally got to do it. And we did it at our high school in the woods.
Yep.
Typical stuff.
On the trail.
It was probably one of the hottest days ever.
It was
too.
really hot.
Not the best day to wear what me and Dawson wore.
No.
But we did it anyways. And then, you know, the real question at the end is, am I really dead? Is Slender Man really dead?
I do love those credits, though.
Those are really good credits in The Trail. It's a very good film. Slender Man's cool. I like Slender Man character. Not just our film, but period. It's a character. Cool.
See. My number 7 is Mr. Russell Watkins from The Room.
Okay, that makes sense.
I've never played a character like this before.
No, where you almost lose your mind.
Yeah, I really do, and I will say I poured my heart out into this performance with the whole back and forth thing. That was really kind of hard to do.
Hard to film.
It was really hard to do because I had to go from like traumatic, scared, and like worried to like serious and like dark and like
do this
very like and it was just like bam, 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 and it was hard.
It's one of those films that you wouldn't think you'd put your character so high. Especially when we were starting it, I thought, oh, you know, this is gonna be one of our regular films. And then we did it,
Like,
and then that changed.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dramatically. Russell Watkins, yeah, cool stuff.
Cool stuff, man.
Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
That whole film was a mind trip.
It really was.
All right, number 6. We're getting closer to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Number 6 on my list for characters that I've played is Cletus Lamers from Ghost.
Okay.
I love Cletus. Not top 5 though, but I love. We reacted, like I said, we reacted to Ghost, and we reacted to behind the scenes of that. The funniest character that I have ever played on the face of this planet, and nobody can tell me otherwise. He likes graffiti. Okay.
He likes graffiti.
He wants to make a painting out of this tree. He's very artistic. If you don't know what that is, what I just said, go watch the video.
Go watch.
Cletus is a character I made up when I was 12. So it meant a lot to me to get to actually play him in a video of ours, because a lot of my characters that I made up before Whether News Happens or Not have been on Whether News Happens or Not before, and Cletus was the last of them to show up as a normal country boy trying to look for a ghost in the woods.
Yep.
And
That's not a ghost.
No. And he
it's a man cat.
He basically kills his quote unquote friends in the process. Basically. I wouldn't say that they're friends. Any of them are.
You know.
I think they're just acquaintances. But
acquaintances.
That is a good character. I love that character. Love playing that character. I'd do it again. Because he's not dead, so, you know.
Yep, he's not dead.
Cletus might come back.
We might do a sequel.
Fight scene between Nuka and Cletus. The
I got
one
him.
that we've been waiting for.
I gotta make another suit for that.
He's got to make another suit for that. Nuka making a return, and you got to do your South African accent again.
My Australian, Hispanic, South African.
Every accent.
English.
Yeah, every
all of them.
accent
Yeah.
right there.
That's the reason why I don't have him on this list, is because I couldn't figure out
Oh,
an accent.
no, I get that. I totally understand that.
My number 6, you'll get a kick out of this one.
Mm.
My number 6 is Elijah Flowers from Inside.
Ah, okay. That is... over Red Hood is more... That's surprising that you put that over Red Hood.
Reason being, I loved playing that character.
Yeah.
Because for once, me and Trace were not the main characters.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting there, and we were just kind of like off to the side characters that were the comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were talking about while we were filming that, is the fact that we're like, and while we were editing it, we're like, man, people are going to watch this and be like, where's Dawson and Trace? And then we show up. But here's the greatest part about why I love that, is we're not really in the film, but when we show up together.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like cameos.
Yeah.
We're like, hey.
We're here. Oh,
just want
Caitlin's
to-
in it. We're here.
I just want you to stop saying odd crap, man. But
The
I love the performance of that, because the sassiness and just the funniness of
Yeah.
it. And that's what got me, was we were the comedic relief in this like very dark, serious thing that was going on that
Mhm.
both of us didn't know at all what was going on.
Just Caitlin did.
Yep.
And that was it.
And I just really liked playing that character. I thought it was
It's
fun.
funny. Yeah, we called it the Dumb and Dumber
Basically.
of whether news happened or not was Elijah and Jeffrey, or the Dumb and Dumber, I would say.
I loved it.
That one, I remember I was supposed to play the Airbnb guy.
Yep.
And Jeffrey, instead of the sheriff Jeffrey, because that changed the day of, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been cool either way. But then we would have just had one dumb guy.
Yeah.
And that'd have been Elijah still.
Yep.
So Elijah was still the
You
dumb
wouldn't
guy.
have had a whole lot of funny comments from that either.
It'd just be you talking to yourself.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That would be very weird.
On to the top 5.
All right, top 5. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Woo!
My number 5 character that I've played, in my opinion, Bigfoot from the woods.
Interesting.
Mhm. Bigfoot is great.
Manky.
We picked a great time to film that because I didn't die of a heat stroke in it.
Yeah, it was it was a little chilly.
It was.
Really nice.
Did a lot of research for that one. Love that one. I think that's like my family's favorite character that I've done.
Bigfoot.
My mom loves Bigfoot, and when she found out we were doing one, they got excited.
We're planning on doing another one.
Yeah,
An even bigger one.
that is very true. But it was fun to do. I love throwing Dawson around. That sounds great. But I love throwing Dawson around in the suit. Doing stuff like that is kind of hard because editing monster sound effects is not fun. But he's a gorilla. He has King Kong noises. Manky noises. He is a manky. But that one was fun to do. Costume wise, it was frustrating as normal because it's a big old suit with a mask where I could see, but it was just a lot, and a lot was going on when we did that. Pulling Caitlin, that was fun because I literally pulled her with all of my strength, and we left marks in the dirt. And that was fun too. So Bigfoot was fun to play. I really enjoyed playing Bigfoot, and I'd do it again.
I do like the woods.
Mm-hmm.
My number 5 is Johan Bertolson from The Hunter.
Nice. That does not surprise me. We just did that one.
That performance was great.
Yeah, better than the original.
I really liked playing that character. Very, very dark and just very very brooding. Very brooding character. And got to rip a log in half.
Yeah.
I loved the fight scene at the end. It was cool. The ending of the whole film was cool.
More story about Johan.
Yep. You got a little bit more. That's another reason why I liked it. Is you actually got a little bit more background and a little bit more understanding of him.
And we talk about the Highlanders in it.
Yeah, that's another reason why I love that film. Is you
Mhm.
actually we go back and forth because the Highlanders is the prequel to that film. Like
It just takes place several thousand years
Yeah, so I mean,
ahead.
ta-da.
Yeah, the hunter is cool. So
Mhm.
Johan,
Johan.
our Viking character. Number 4 on my list of characters I've played is Mr. Robinson in every video that he's been in. I didn't pick a specific one because he's been in so many. I've played him 12 different times.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson is a classic character. One of the first original characters we ever did was Mr. Robinson. We did Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood right here in this very basement. And yeah, that was great.
If you have to pick one, what's your favorite Mr. Robinson video?
Probably the White Ranger one, because that's the one where you truly get to see him be a hero and not just a comedic guy.
That's where Chris kicks me in the head too.
There's a lot of things that happen in that video. We decided to film that instead of White Light, which, whatever. Who knows how that would have turned out anyways. But Mr. Robinson's fun. I love playing Mr. Robinson, based off of Eddie Murphy's Mr. Robinson, but I'm white, so it's a little bit different. A little bit different. But yeah, Mr. Robinson's fun to play. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was fun to do. I haven't played him in like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years. Love to do it again. It'd be cool, just to throw back to that for some reason. It'd be just funny to do. But yeah, Mr. Robinson number 4 for me.
My number 4 is Mr. Thomas Castle from Brothers.
Okay, I can see that.
That whole comment I said earlier, if I poured my heart out into the
You really did with that one.
room, I poured my heart out into Brothers. I was crying. I was upset. I had to carry Preston everywhere. It was a heck of a performance.
Yeah.
I really did try my best, and it's just there's no comedic relief in that film.
There shouldn't be
at all. That film is just strictly depressing and sad. Yeah, it's
He just went through the Battle of Atlanta. What's so exciting about that?
and just lost his brother, and then got shot like 10 times. So
In 4 minutes.
ta-da. I will say the ending of that film is like probably one of the most depressing things that we've done.
Symbolic,
Very symbolic.
especially with the graves at the end. It's cool. Go check it out.
It's a good one.
All right, Thomas at number 4 for Dawson. We're in our top 3 now. This is the legit of the legit.
The best of the best.
The best of the best. Number 3 for the characters that I have played, the Joker from Horrors of the Past.
That's a good one.
I lost my mind in that performance. Yeah, I danced in my bathroom. I can say that I actually did that. That was a wild, because we went with like 3 or 4 months without doing a film, so I think we both lost our minds.
And then we came back with
A
vengeance.
bang. We came back with a bang after we brutally killed ourselves in Out of Office to do that film, which was meant for Batman and Joker, not Red Hood and Joker.
Yeah.
Which we changed it. But yeah, that was the first time I ever played like legit the Joker. We've done different things with him before, but they're very laughable, except for the trailer one.
Was there a reason why we changed it to Red Hood instead of Batman?
I think he wanted to tie in with the trilogy, or make it, or not the trilogy, but make it after taking out the trash. Because in the taking out the trash, I mentioned the Joker.
Yeah.
And you going to get, I help you get the Joker out. And then you're like, let's do that. And so we did it. And that was an interesting one to do. We were just getting out of high school at that point, so we had no idea where we were going at that point. So it was a very weird time in both of our lives. But the Joker was a great one to play. Not the craziest that I've done. But I definitely did lose my mind in that one. And I really channeled Joaquin Phoenix in that one too. I tried to. Yeah, Joker.
So my number 3 is kind of like how you said with Mr. Robinson. It was really hard to pick like which one because there's no difference in the character. I keep it very similar throughout the entire time. My number 3 is South Jardine.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Very iconic Jedi that we have. If I have to pick one, it would be the last one we just did.
Stranger?
The Stranger.
Yeah.
Love the lightsaber battle in that
better
one.
one.
Yeah, I love the lightsaber battle in that one. Me and Trace really worked really hard on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really like the performance that I put with South because the way how I made South as a, like our personal okay, this is our Jedi and our WNHON universe whatnot that we got. I really made South to be kind of like an in between of like Anakin and Obi-Wan. He's got like traits of Anakin, but he also has traits of Obi-Wan. He's got the radical, strong-willed fighting side of Anakin, but he's also got the calm and very like understanding and very kind of smarts to him as Obi-Wan does. And I really liked his arc of going from a Padawan that you see him moving all the way up to where he's now in the Empire stage, where he is alone. He's got absolutely nobody, and
I don't now.
yeah. So
He did, but he don't anymore.
he don't got nobody no more.
Yeah.
He's broken. So
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really love playing South, and I hope to play him again in the future.
Yeah, we plan on doing another season of South Jardine because we did season 1 already.
Which was 3 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes of that. Okay. Top 2. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Moving into top 2. All right, my number 2 on my list is Dylan Watson from Interrogation. I like that character because I got to play Bad Boy.
Bad Boy.
Which is the opposite of who I am in real life. I thought he was a cool dude. Very sarcastic, arrogant. Got the mouth off Dawson's character a lot.
Yep.
Dick Grayson. Especially the scene where I'm like, their names are Bruce and Barry. And you think it's funny because it sounds like Batman and the Flash. And I said, well, it's no different than your name being Dick.
Mm.
That's a very funny line to me. I love that line. But that I like doing that one. I like doing the fight stuff with Dick Grayson on the bridge. The conversation that they have. All that stuff is cool. I just liked his character because that character to me felt like if you saw that guy in person, you'd be like, bye. I'm out of here.
Bye.
This dude looks like he bullied kids in high school. That's what he looked like. Leather jacket and everything. And he thought he was so cool, taking it off. Show off his whatever pecs he has to fight Dick Grayson. But yeah, Dylan Watson's cool. He has a sister that he coerced into a kidnapping.
Yep.
What a great brother. Dylan Watson's cool. Like that. It's funny you put a Dylan, I put a Dylan. So there you go, in the list.
That is true.
Yes.
My number 2, top 2.
Here we go.
My number 2
Moment of truth.
is Ray Dixon from Who Took Care.
That's funny. I like that. That's funny.
Ray
Dixon. The inside joke that we had, that makes it even more funnier. But two.
If you don't know who he is, go watch the video.
You'll definitely know who he is after you watch
definitely know who he is after you watch the video.
Oh, man. That's great.
I don't know. Another movie that we did.
The best movie we've done.
Yeah, the best movie we've done. It's like an hour and 2 minutes long, something like that.
Yeah.
Actual movie. I don't know. I just really loved it. Very serious the entire time.
Yeah.
Trying to find this murderer or kidnapper, not murderer. Trying to find this kidnapper. Got to deal with a widespread cast for that one.
A lot of women
with that one, and I don't know. It was just fun. I really love that video. I love that, not video anymore. I love that movie. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I like the way how I portrayed Mr. Ray.
There's a lot of different things we talked about of his character, about the reason why he was so adamant on finding Pete was because his daughter got kidnapped too. So we went with that because it explains why he gets really into it.
Yeah.
Because not any officer would just get very into that.
I get very frustrated with Trace's character in it. I punch the wall a bunch of times.
Yes. He didn't break his hand somehow.
Yell a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I think it was a good performance overall that I did.
It was pretty great. Put your all into it, son.
See.
Number 1.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Number 1. My number 1 character, in my opinion, that I've ever played, and I don't think my answer is going to change until I die. Pete Haley, Forrest Skinner, and Who Took Sarah.
Yeah.
That one, all I can say, and when I think about this performance, when I watch it back or when I talk about it with people or if I think about it, I think to myself, what happened? Because I lost it, I think. I know me and Dawson wanted to make that character the most sadistic person we've ever done. For whatever reason, we wanted to. Like my girlfriend Lexi says, it makes her think of Jeffrey Dahmer. Which, I'll take it. Whatever, I tried. He is one sadistic dude. Joker vibes plus 1,000.
Messed up.
He's very messed up. He thinks he has the whole world in his hands.
Yep.
The thing is in the beginning of the film, like the first half of the film, you think, oh, this guy's just a nice looking dude. You know, he seems kind of shy-ish, and then it's revealed that he's got Sarah in his attic, and then his mood changes so quick. It's like this dude has to be bipolar or something.
Yep.
I may have told this story on the show before, but I've talked about it with Dawson and them several times. The scene where I get arrested, they put the cuffs on me. They couldn't find the key, and normally I'd panic, but in that moment, I did not care. I was very out of it. I was very out, maybe because I was tired, but at the same time, I was so into the character that I was like, I do not care if you take these off of me or not.
Yep.
And yeah, it was great. I genuinely don't know where I was in that one.
That was a really good one.
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to. I think I really let it. I'll say this, and then we'll let you do number 1. I really let it out at the end.
Yeah.
I think I saved it for that one, and then I saved all of my craziness and losing my mind the 2 days that we filmed that out on that part.
Yep.
And definitely thought I was going to pass out after that. I remember that. So it was fun stuff because I got very lightheaded. But Pete Haley, that's mine. Number 1.
Haley.
Dawson, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so for my number 1 character, before I give the name, I base this off of acting-wise, of how I portrayed the character, how I acted out the character, and how I did the character.
I'd say the same for mine.
Another thing of why I picked this one is how much fun I had while playing the character, all the different stuff about it. I also based it on how cool I looked while playing the character.
Okay.
And I also based it on environment-wise of how it was. My number 1 top character that I really enjoyed playing, that I think I did a really good job on playing, is no other than Jasper McBride from Bounty.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, I get that.
Because that guy, he's a slayer.
Yeah, Jasper McBride. The man with no name.
The man with no name. I mean, you had a little bit of everything in this character. You had seriousness. You had flirtations with him.
Yeah.
You had very much so sarcasm.
Yeah.
And you just had this. I don't know. I just really enjoyed playing the character, and it was just kind of one of those things that it just flowed with it, and it was a Mandalorian, and like I said, I looked cool while doing it. So because I had screen accurate Mandalorian armor on.
Yeah.
And the fight scene, I really love the fight scene, especially the whole pew ting.
Oh
The
yeah.
quick draw scene.
Mm-hmm.
I really love it. And then of course the standoff scene between me and you at the very end.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a cool little scene where I flip Trace onto the ground. But
yeah, that was great. We're thinking about doing a series with that character as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about
Stories
that.
of Jasper McBride.
And you might be seeing a character come back for the sequel. We're not gonna say who, because that would be a spoiler.
That would be a spoiler.
But there you go. There is our top 20 and honorable mentions of the best characters that we have done and performed and portrayed in Weather News Hammers and Not History.
Yep.
Mine was Forrest Skinner / Pete Haley. Really Pete Haley, because that's really his name. And Jasper McBride, the man with no name. Cool stuff. Really quickly, before we leave y'all, we are going to pick our favorites of each. Now, since we've done this, we've taken a really long time. We're gonna just do one.
Yes, just one.
Just one. The most favorite of all time. Dawson, you go first. Out of the ones that I said.
I think my favorite one that I think you did the best at, that I really love, that like I said, I think that you did your best acting performance at, is in fact probably Pete Haley.
Okay.
Just because of how dark and just very you were like this nice guy that would look like nothing would ever happen.
Selling Bibles at your house.
Yeah, and then you turned into this crazy psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just really enjoyed that performance. And I think you did really good on that.
I don't know where I went again.
So.
I could not tell you. I channeled my demons on that one.
That's my choice for you.
All right. I was looking at your list.
Look at my list.
Dawson.
Hey.
I think I thought I wasn't gonna know. But I think I do now. I think the best performance acting wise that you've done is Red Hood in the Horrors of the Past.
Okay.
Because we were doing those scenes in the garage. That whole scene in the garage with you pouring your heart out to Reginald like he's never heard it before, he probably has, was neat because whenever I watched it, and I've watched it several times even after we've done it, it feels like it's you pouring your heart out to somebody.
Yeah.
And even though those lines may be from something else, which some of those are.
Which somebody pointed out.
That's
Did
great.
you read that comment?
I didn't read that comment,
Yeah.
no. But, he did. But it felt like to me that he was pouring himself out to somebody in that scene, and then the smashing the mirror and the whole getting ready and to go fight his ultimate enemy, the Joker, was like really cool. I'd have to say that one is like the number one for his period. So
I really did enjoy that one.
yeah,
that was a good one.
That one's a very deep one.
That one was a good one. I will say that.
Dawson's trying to find the comment right now before we say sayonara. But that was it. Pete Haley was mine. Dawson's was Jasper McBride. Our personal opinions was Pete Haley and Red Hood from Horrors of the Past. Did y'all really use a supernatural quote from Dean for Jay? Oh, I remember that comment. That girl commented.
I was just like,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it's from Supernatural. That quote. You'll watch that film back. If you've seen Supernatural, you'll know.
Yep. And I mean, it's kind of iconic because Jensen Ackles plays the voice of Red Hood in the Under the Red Hood movie, animated movie.
Yeah.
And then I played Red Hood, and then I just thought it was fitting to put a Dean quote in our version because of all that combined. And
Just
Dean
makes sense.
is very much kind of like a Red Hood kind of character.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But that was it. If you made it this far, congrats. Did a great job.
You did great.
If you want us to do more videos like this, ranking stuff, I kind of had another idea for something like this that I will discuss privately off camera with Dawson. Because I don't want to give you ideas. Why would I do that?
Why would you give ideas?
But if y'all want us to do more videos like this, like we just did, comment down below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed us talking about our characters and all of that stuff. Most importantly, subscribe to the Weather News Happens or Not channel. We're back to doing episodes again. We've been away, like we said, for 3 weeks, but we're back. We're going to try to do more of these on Thursdays, so look out for these episodes on Fridays and Saturdays. We are going to try to start doing films again as well, so look out for some of those. They might be as long as The Hunter. We usually try to shoot for that sometimes, but you'll just see them when they come out. So go do all that stuff. Support us, support the channel, all that junk.
Yes.
My name is Trey Sparks.
My name is Dawson Mullins.
See you guys in the next episode of the Weather News Happens or Not show. Bye-bye.
Peace.